truth is truth, no matter who says it. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to part 3 of this Sabbath School study group. My name is Chris Bailey. We're in the book of Exodus, and we're talking about Jethro. Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses. But before we talk about that, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We would appreciate it if you could pass this on to someone else. And if you want us to come to where you are, to your church or school, send us an email to contact@changeministry.org. We even come at our own expense, but we need you to extend the invitation. Jethro was the father-in-law of Moses. And we find here in Exodus chapter 18, it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat up to judge the people as Jethro was visiting. And people stood by Moses from the morning into the evening. And when Moses, his father-in-law, saw all that he had did to the people, he said, "What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why shouldest thou thyself alone and all the people stand before thee from morning until evening?" And Jethro was saying, wait a minute, the math is not mathing here. You're one person trying to give justice to an entire nation. This is not making sense to Jethro, and he speaks up. And even though Jethro was not a part of the family, so to speak, he was actually an in-law as far as Moses was concerned. He was outside looking in, but he brought truth, and he makes a suggestion. In the suggestion, he says, Moses' father-in-law said to him, "The thing that thou doest it's not good. Thou wilt surely wear away, both thou and, more importantly, the people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone." That's why I'm grateful for a godly wife. She lets me know when she thinks that what I'm trying to do is too much for me and I need to lean on someone else. And having somebody who's on the outside looking in just gives them a perspective that you don't have in the driver's seat, that you may not have in the cockpit. And so being able to have that perspective is valuable. So we need to value it. And don't judge by the fact that I'm in the cockpit, but when someone from the cabin lets me know, hey, there's a mountain up ahead, you might need to pull up a few hundred feet, I need to listen to them. And they don't have to be a pilot to know that. That's why it's called common sense. Even if I don't have it, thank you, Jesus, you'll bring it to us wherever we need it. And sometimes he brings it out of nowhere. So now when we look at Exodus 18, Jethro says, "Hearken now to my voice. I'll give you counsel." I'm not just going to tell you what you're doing is wrong, but this is what godly counsel does. Let's try this as what's right. He says, "God shall be with thee." And he says, "Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they should walk." God was calling Moses to delegate, not to give up his position, but to use his position to empower others. So God might send truth that you need to do less. God might send you the truth that, hey, in this area, you need to do more. But where God sends it from, be open and recognize it, that if it's the truth, it doesn't matter where it comes from. I love grape juice, and I'm really not concerned if it's in a plastic cup, if it's in a glass, if it's in a mug, whatever it's in, as long as it's clean. Where it is won't stop me from wanting what it is. Let truth be the same thing in your life, whether it's coming from a family member, a coworker, a pastor, even if it comes from an enemy. If what they're saying is the truth, listen, because it just might set you free.